Have you ever wondered how far an HOA can go to enforce its rules? Today, we're peeling back the layers of a tale that explores the boundaries of homeowners association rights and regulations. Well, buckle up as we delve into an intriguing story of a homeowner's clash with HOA security forces. In a quiet suburban community, a homeowner suddenly found himself in a crossfire with the HOA security forces. On a peaceful, sunny afternoon, our homeowner was enjoying his day when a squad of uniformed HOA security personnel descended upon his driveway. They claimed his collection of classic cars were in violation of the community's aesthetic guidelines. They deemed his vintage vehicles, each one a meticulously maintained piece of automotive history, an eyesore. The homeowner, a lover of classic cars, was taken aback by the audacity of the HOA security forces, who were threatening to have his prized possessions towed away. He pleaded with the officers, explaining that his cars were not just vehicles, but a testament to his passion and years of hard work. But the security forces stood their ground, citing obscure rules and regulations that seemed to be open to interpretation. Little did he know, this was just the beginning of his struggles. To understand the gravity of the situation, we need to explore the HOA rules and regulations concerning vehicle ownership. These regulations are the bedrock of the HOA's authority and the basis of the unfolding drama. The HOA, or Homeowners Association, is essentially a governing body that sets rules and regulations for a residential community. Each community has its unique set of rules, but there are some typical regulations related to vehicles that many HOAs adopt. Firstly, many HOAs have regulations about the type of vehicles that can be parked in the community. For instance, some HOAs prohibit commercial vehicles, boats, RVs, or trailers from being parked in visible areas. This rule is often implemented to maintain a certain aesthetic appeal in the community. Secondly, the number of vehicles a homeowner can park within the community might also be regulated. If a homeowner exceeds this limit, they may be asked to remove the extra vehicles, which could be the root of our story. Thirdly, there are often rules about where vehicles can be parked. Some HOAs have designated parking areas, and parking outside these areas, even on one's property, might be against the HOA rules. Lastly, the condition of the vehicles is often under the HOA's purview. If a vehicle is deemed unsightly or in disrepair, the HOA may demand its removal. In our case, the homeowner's vehicles, for one reason or another, fell foul of these rules. It's essential to remember that while these rules might seem restrictive, they are agreed upon when a homeowner decides to live in an HOA community. They are designed to protect property values and ensure a peaceful living environment for all residents. However, the way these rules are enforced can sometimes lead to disputes, as in the situation we're discussing. Armed with these rules, the HOA security forces were ready to escalate the situation. The situation took a drastic turn when the homeowner's attempts to resolve the issue fell on deaf ears. Imagine being in their shoes. You've done everything you can to comply with the rules, to maintain peace, but it seems like the universe has a different plan for you. The homeowner, let's call them Alex, had started off by trying to engage in a calm and rational dialogue with the HOA security forces. They presented their case, explaining why they had multiple vehicles and how they were not violating any rules. They even offered to find alternate parking solutions for the extra vehicles, if that would help alleviate the situation. However, their pleas were met with obstinacy. As the days turned into weeks, the tension between Alex and the HOA security forces escalated. Casual conversations turned into heated debates. The security forces were adamant about their stance, asserting that the extra vehicles were a violation of the community's aesthetics and were causing inconvenience to the other members. Feeling cornered, Alex decided to take the issue to the HOA board. They hoped that the board, being fellow homeowners, would understand their predicament. But the board sided with the security forces, stating that the rules were the rules, and they needed to be adhered to, no matter what. With no other option in sight, Alex sought legal advice. They wanted to know if they had any rights as a homeowner that could protect them from the overreach of the HOA security forces. However, the legal process was slow, and the security forces were growing impatient. The conflict reached its peak when the HOA security forces threatened to take drastic action. They warned Alex that if the extra vehicles were not removed within a stipulated time frame, they would be towed away at Alex's expense. This was a clear violation of Alex's rights as a homeowner, but the HOA seemed unbothered by the ethical implications of their threat. The story of Alex is a stark reminder that understanding one's rights in an HOA community is of paramount importance. It's vital to know what you're signing up for when you decide to become a part of such a community, because sometimes a simple misunderstanding can lead to an unforeseen escalation of conflict. The homeowner woke up one morning to find a notice from the HOA security forces on his door. His heart pounded in his chest as he read the words. The HOA security forces had threatened to tow away his vehicles. The notice was cold, impersonal, and foreboding. It stated that the homeowner's vehicles were in violation of the HOA rules that the homeowner had, until now, thought he was abiding by. The HOA security forces had decided that his cars were not in compliance with their aesthetic guidelines. They were deemed unsightly. The homeowner had a choice to make: comply with the HOA's demands or face the consequences. The homeowner was no stranger to the HOA's stringent demands. But this was different. This was a threat. He felt a chill run down his spine as he realized the gravity of the situation. His vehicles, his property, were under threat. He thought about the implications of this threat. He thought about his daily commute to work. He thought about the weekend trips he took with his family. His vehicles were not just a means of transportation. They were a part of his life, his freedom. And now, they were under threat. But the more he thought about it, the more he realized that this wasn't just about his vehicles. It was about his rights as a homeowner. It was about the power dynamics within the HOA community. The HOA security forces had overstepped their bounds, and he was paying the price. The homeowner was left in shock, his rights seemingly trampled by the overpowering HOA. Reeling from the threat, the homeowner realized the importance of understanding one's rights in an HOA community. This incident, like a thunderclap on a clear day, sent shockwaves throughout the neighborhood, reminding everyone how vital it is to be familiar with the rules and regulations that govern their community. The homeowner's ordeal began with a simple misunderstanding, escalated into a heated confrontation, and culminated in a threat to seize personal property. This is a stark reminder that a seemingly minor incident can snowball into a major dispute if not handled with care and understanding. In the face of escalating insurance costs and other challenges, homeowners are already under enough pressure. The last thing they need is an overzealous security force making life even harder. But here's the silver lining. This incident has sparked a much-needed conversation about the role of HOA security forces and the rights of homeowners. So what can we learn from this chilling tale of HOA overreach? This is just one of many stories of homeowners clashing with their HOAs. Have you ever had a run-in with your HOA? Share your experience in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for updates on this and other HOA stories. Stay tuned, stay informed, and make your voice heard in the comments below.